This video chart presentation of U.S. Energy Corp. Said NASDAQ listed stock trading our ticker USEG. Stock's had a rocky 2013, going from down here to $1.48 all the way up to $2.55, then giving it all back. And then there's just a really nice climb, strong and steady for about 4 months. Then lost some of its steam, broke through that channel, but held a support level right above the 200-day moving average, and had a nice day on Friday, closing up 3.6%. Little bit of increase in volume over previous days, only 141,000 shares traded. I want to keep this on radar now, see if it's going to push its way back above this 50-day, and then move upward to possibly get back inside of that channel. Remember, it's really only been a one-day move, but it's starting to get a little bit of turn in the MACD. That can be judged by its histogram bars starting to move upward over the last couple days. That's really on hints of potential shift in trend. Pretty neutral look to the ADX. All three components kind of tucked together right around 22, 23. You have to give that a moment to play itself out. The one takeaway from it is the ADX is coming downward, and that means that the direction is losing some strength. Money flow index starting to curl. 7 got pretty far away from the 14 and 21. Ideally, I always want to see them trending over top of 50 to show people are paying higher prices for the stock. This is actually a pretty nice look to the accumulation distribution. Still basically in an uptrend, even though when the stock prices fell off recently, didn't see some big nosedive in the AD to show that there would have been a ton of selling going on to make that happen. Point being, there's still a fair amount of buying going on in the play. You can see that again in the shake and money flow. Holding in the green, it says over 20 period increments, buying pressure is outweighing selling pressure. CCI, looking to break above negative 100. And so bottom feeders will use as a buy point. It would be a hold unless it breaks back down through negative 100. But it's important to remember the technical buy signal for the CCI comes in at the break of 100. Bottom feeders will just jump on it down here to try and catch the full breadth of any move. And the full stow, gauge of momentum, down in oversold territory, making a rotation, just dropped a little bullish cross very early on, but a little bit of momentum is trying to build in the play. And the tricks, the lagging indicator of trend, it's triple exponentially smooth, and it moves very, very slowly. All you look for is for it to try and make a rotation and hold somewhere above that 0 mark and continue to show a bullish trend. Right now, not getting much from the tricks though. RSIs, pushing back up near that 50 mark. See how important that is. Essentially throughout that climb, outside of some little dips here and there, RSI basically held over top of 50, show bullish momentum being sustained in the play, so it's important for it to push its way back through 50 and start trending above that level again. As I mentioned, this was a great looking channel. Somewhere right through there. A lot of times when charts break out of channels, they'll come back and they'll test the bottom side of it again. And I think this is what this looks like it's going to try and do at this point. That bottom part of that channel will serve as resistance. So if it can't break through it, the odds of it coming back down and making some new lower lows are really increased. But if it does pop back inside of it, then you start to look for the idea of completing it and touching the top side of the channel once again. Just something to watch for, because right now it is holding a support level right there at $1.90, and that's going to be an important point to stay intact. If it falls below that, we've got the 200-day at $1.86. There's not much more static support until it comes down around this area, down around $1.75 or so. But the most bullish of charts, of course, are trading over top the 50 and 200-day moving averages. So if it breaks down below that, it's just not a good sign overall for the chart. Breaking the trend that it had going, breaking back down below a key moving average, those sort of things start to add up that spell bearishness for the chart. So we're going to look for upward pressure, get back above the 50-day moving average, which is registering at 202 right now. See if it can test the bottom side of that trend line. From a static standpoint, I think there's a little bit of resistance right there around $2.18. Which ultimately could tie in with the trend line right out through here. And of course, there's a little bit more at the tops of 233, but I'm looking more towards one-year highs up around 255 as the next real strong area of resistance. Again, volume's pretty low in this chart. I'd like to see some more liquidity. 141,000 shares traded is just not that many. I didn't check the share structure on this. I'm assuming it's pretty thin or pretty tightly held stock because you see, generally, volume isn't real high on this play, but it certainly can pick up a lot as you see through these type of moves early on in the year. In a pretty interesting spot though, and we'll just keep an eye on this chart going forward to see how it performs. As always, merely my interpretation of the USEG chart. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.